I want to thank everyone who joined our my online gallery event on Sunday. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate everyone who came out. I did keep everyone like an hour longer. They kept saying, read some more, read some more. So it was supposed to be an hour and a half event. It ended up being a 2.5 hour event because people kept saying, read some more. My moderator was like, let's go, let's go. I was like, and I do have a mediumship class coming up in March. If anyone's interested, it is. Thank you, Kara. I will let you know, Miss Kara, that I just went and touched up my makeup some because I was dragging. I read all day today. So glad to see everyone here. Oh yes, Andrea. I think Andrea won one of the. Andrea said she didn't get to talk to me on that day. She won one of the free seats. She can vouch. We were there for 2.5 hours. I don't know. Did you stay the whole time, Andrea? Some people had to pop out because, of course, I said it was going to be an 1.5 hour event, so that some people had things scheduled afterwards, but most people stayed. All right, so I will give this PSA a couple of times throughout, but we'll start off with, everyone, please know I will never direct message you, so please don't Venmo anyone any money. Make sure that if you want an appointment, you can only book on my website. Even if you direct message me through email, I send you to my website. It's all done automated. It keeps everything on the up and up. Do you have someone you want me to do spirit led? All right, looks like my moderator wants me to start out with spirit led. Let's see who we got going on here. This gentleman stepping up, I'm hearing an L name around him, like Lewis or Louis. He is wearing, gosh, how do you describe this shirt? It's it's a button-up shirt, but it's not like a collared, well, it does have collar, but it's, no, it's one of those shirts, they button all the way up, and it's kind of that rayon-y type material that heavier people wear. You know what I mean? How do I describe this shirt? It's that silky material, like a rayon type material, and it buttons up, and it's got kind of a bigger collar that comes down here. No, it's not flannel. It's more like a, you would have stayed 3 hours. Oh my goodness, Andrea is so sweet. She was at my event on Sunday. That was just saying, ran over an hour. I read instead of reading for an hour and a half, I read for 2.5 hours, and she said she would have stayed for 3. You're so sweet. Okay, so this gentleman is stepping up. He has a dad energy to him. I'm getting an L name like Louis. He was a heavy-set guy towards the end of his life, and he was wearing like a button-up shirt that he didn't tuck in. It was kind of that rayon type material, short sleeve. He's telling me that he never wore long sleeves. He's also telling me that he had a drinking problem most of his life. He was a functioning alcoholic. He also had the classic thinning hair, but he did not shave it. He did the comb over. He didn't have complete false teeth, but he had some eye bridge. Oh, Jordy, you never had a reading. Oh my goodness. All right, does this gentleman sound familiar to anyone? I will repeat one more time, and then we'll put him on ice. His name is Lewis or Louis. He always wore short sleeve shirts, and those are rayon shirts that kind of button up and, very blousy. He had a drinking problem, and he had a bridge, and he had a comb over. He died mostly from heart problems, though he had many health problems. Oh, I do want to tell y'all, I was about to say I'm about to put this guy on ice. I had brought through someone, we were doing a subscription-only live, and I had brought through, I should go back and look. I would never be able to dig that email out, though, now, because it's been lost in the smorgasbord of them. But there was a spirit that I had described and no one claimed. I was thinking, I'll dig that email out and make a post about it. But this lady had messaged me and said, my dad was Lewis, but doesn't fit that description. Oh, all right. this lady messaged me afterwards and said, I don't have a subscription, but that had to have been my dad, and she confirmed all the information. I'll have to dig that out and make a post about it. It'll take me a while to find it, though.
Jennifer Breeze said, I took care of Leonard.
Juniper Breeze.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Miss Juniper Breeze. I'm assuming everything else fit when you had that L name. You know, that would make sense because I said he had a dad energy, but I knew it was something like if he was an actual dad, he was kind of removed. He's also telling me, oh, look at that hair doing weird things. He's also telling me that he wasn't always the easiest person to get along with, and he really tried, and how much he appreciated. Hi, I'm happy Mardi Gras, Cajun girl. We are definitely having Mardi Gras up in this house tomorrow. Yeah, want to see what we got going on? I'll take y'all down the hallway after I'm finished with this reading. So he's telling me, Juniper Breeze, that he didn't appreciate you the way he should have, and his family had kind of distanced themselves from him, and you meant so much to him. And even though he wouldn't tell you, his face would light up when you would come in. And he's also saying that it's making me feel like, did he say he was going to leave you some money? He was going to leave you something and it didn't come your way? Does she have how many followers?
Just, so far, I didn't know she
Oh, okay. He's making me feel like there was something that should have come your way and it didn't quite make it through all the paperwork. And it wasn't a lot of money. It was just something that would have had some sentimental value to you. He's also telling me that you... Okay. So I want you to bear with me, Juniper Breeze, because he's telling me something. You bought his car. He was wonderful. He's telling me something, Juniper Breeze, that I'm not sure that you have ever thought about. So if you haven't thought about what I'm about to tell you, bear with me. Have you ever heard of a, gosh, I was trying to think of a better name for it, because back in the day it was only called a death doula. Now they are calling it something different, but it's basically a death doula, how you help people. What do you do if you subscribe? If you subscribe, I have subscription-only lives. I pull a winner, like on the 24th of every month, I pull a winner for a free 15-minute reading. And like this past Sunday, I did a Zoom event that was $30, but I pulled 3 people from my subscriber holders and sent them people to Your Mom Worked Hospice. Okay, very good. He's very much saying that you would be very good as a death doula. There's so many people who are overwhelmed with that process when their loved one has passed. Not just the before, but he's showing me a whole practice of it, like being with the family during that passing process and then helping them with the paperwork afterwards. I don't know if you ever thought about starting a business, but you would be very good at that. All right, thank you, Miss Juniper Breeze. Okay, I'm gonna take y'all down the hallway. Y'all can come. Y'all can see my my Mardi Gras stuff. We'll be having some goodies. I normally make jambalaya or gumbo for Mardi Gras, but I didn't feel like cooking, so my husband's frying fish, which I also love. All right, so this is my entryway. Here's my. We changed this out. This is in my entryway, and we change the wreath out every holiday. And there's the mask. And so then over here, we have this on the wall for the grandbabies to take pictures in front of. On the wall for grandbabies to take pictures in front of. Take pictures in front of. The times roll. And then over here in our kitchen, you see we have some more things going in our kitchen. And then this is where we have the signature drinks going on. See the table ready for signature drinks? And then we have some little things like this hanging around. You can see a joker over here. See the joker on the side there. We didn't do much with the fireplace. Look, my poor fireplace is bare. I'll have to think of something to do with that next year. I didn't even notice it until I had just taken you all around. All right, so that's what we got going on for Mardi Gras tomorrow. And my husband's frying some fish. Love some fried fish. How was the tour from your end?
It's good. It doesn't sound off something.
Hi, my moderator. I was like, how was the, oh, you love the wood ceilings. Thank you. I'm sorry, I was plugging y'all up so you didn't die.
Throw me something, mister. You know what it takes, Cajun girl.
You didn't do much for Mardi Gras, only ate king cake. I do need to make the king cake. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'm just making a really simple one with, have you ever made the king cake with the crescent rolls and the cream cheese and like the raisins and pecans in it? That's what I'm doing.
Cajun girl, we got a box full of beads.
Yeah, we do have a box full of beads.
Michaela, Dad, Mike.
Okay, Miss Michaela. Look, my moderator is like, enough of this. Enough of the jibber jabbering. Michaela.
Enough jibber jab.
Dad, Mike. Okay, Michaela, the first thing I'm seeing when this gentleman is stepping up is he was an outdoorsman and he liked to hunt. He also has a...
Thanks, Watermelon.
Thank you, Watermelon. Yes. Iris and I will be live tomorrow again at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. We usually go live later, but I'm going to be Mardi Gras-ing it up, so... okay, so Mike is showing me that he was a hunter. He was an avid outdoorsman. He also has a dog over there with him that was his, that hung out with him all the time. He's showing me he was a tinkerer of all things. Mostly vehicles, but he could kind of get through fixing just about anything. He liked to drink a beer now and then, though he didn't have a drinking problem. He did not. He just liked to have a drink every now and then. All right, Miss Michaela, does this sound like your dad? Has she come through?
She sent you a gift, but she hasn't responded.
Michaela. Does it sound like your dad? Looks like we might have a spirit up for grabs. I've not seen Michaela talk. Haven't seen Michaela coming through. We might have a spirit up for grabs, y'all. Y'all.
Oh, Michaela said no.
All right. We have a spirit up for grabs. Okay. There's another spirit there. I couldn't decide if it was Michaela's dad or not. So we have a gentleman here. Actually, I'm hearing a name like Bobby. I'm hearing a B name, Bobby. He was an avid hunter. Of all things. Sometimes they will show me that they like to hunt one thing more than another, but he just liked to hunt. He liked to be in the woods. He also has a dog with him in spirit that he loved like crazy. Okay, so A. Swartz. Does everything sound like everything else match?
Alyssa, it's got to be my dad. Is it for you?
A. Swartz is how she's coming through.
Did it say it's got to be my dad?
Yes.
Okay. That's Alyssa.
Oh, yeah, it is Alyssa. All right, Miss Alyssa. Did everything else fit? We had someone who was a tinkerer. He liked to drink beer. And this dog, he's letting me know that this dog was like his baby. Don't even mess with this dog. He's also showing me that he had a lot of friends. He was a good old boy, had a lot of friends. And in his passing, when y'all did he's calling it a celebration of life, there were so many people there and so much laughter. And you couldn't have given him a better send-off. The fact that when people were talking about him, telling stories about him, there was food, and he just couldn't have asked for a better send-off. Oh, thank you. I don't remember where I got those. Alyssa, he's also telling me, what is he showing me? He's showing something hanging from a rearview mirror that when you look at it, it reminds you of him. Ross needs to go. What's Ross doing? Someone says Ross needs to go. What is Ross doing? Do we have a Ross being unkind? I haven't seen anyone being unkind.
Apparently Ross is being unkind. What's up with that? Let me look here.
I'm not seeing a Ross being unkind. What did I miss?
Your followers got it. Don't worry about it. Oh, please stop your BS. Got it.
Oh, he said, oh, gotcha. But I was like looking and I was trying to find it, and my moderator's like, oh, don't worry about it. Your followers got it. I love y'all. Y'all are so funny.
Y'all are perfect.
Yes, y'all are so funny. All right. Thank you, Michaela, for letting me bring through your... Oh, one last thing, Michaela.
Oh, Alyssa's dad.
I'm sorry, Alyssa. I'm sorry. Alyssa. This was Alyssa. Alyssa, your dad is also showing me that you need to start listening to your intuition. You are crazy intuitive, and you have a lot of information coming at you all the time, but you tend to disregard it. Like, you're like, no, couldn't be. And so, Alyssa, your dad is talking about really stepping forward into that. Thank you, Miss Alyssa. Sorry, I called you by the wrong name. I'm sorry. Okay, Michaela, are you still here?
She is.
Let's see if this next spirit that stepped up right behind Alyssa's dad is yours. This gentleman is showing me the first thing he showed me is that he loved reading the newspaper. He also liked sports, and he's showing me a lot more basketball than anything else. But he did like other sports, but he's showing me more basketball. This spirit that stepped up is also showing me that he remained pretty thin for most of his life, and not like super skinny, but as we get older, which I'm sure I don't know anything about it, but some people might get fluffy when they get older. Some people. And he is showing me that he may remain pretty thin throughout his life. All right. Doesn't look like Michaela is claiming this one either. Nope, not seeing her claiming him. All right, got another one up for grabs.
Oh, yes, my father-in-law.
Oh, okay. Looks like she did claim him, her father-in-law. All right, very good. How many followers does she have?
No.
Oh, man, you got lucky, Miss Michaela. I was about to invite you to go live. Okay, I'm sorry if Bitter Hearts is on here.
My bad. 10,000.
Oh, wait a minute. You do have enough.
She comes across.
Is Kelly something? My moderator must need to put his glasses on.
The Kelly family.
Must need to put his glasses on. All right, Michaela Kelly. I'm about to invite you to go live. Let's see if she's going to accept. We're connecting. We have success. We have liftoff. Hi, Michaela.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
I hear babies.
Yes, I have 3.
Congratulations. Where are you located?
Florida.
I have been having a lot of Florida action going on, and one of my clients was just moving there today. She was out telling me about it. What part of Florida?
In North Florida.
Yeah, that's my favorite because if you get too far down south, you get hurricane action.
It's too hot. Yeah.
And you get that hurricane action goes flying right across that state. All right. So, Michaela, you said this sounded like your father-in-law, correct?
Correct.
Okay. He's also showing me that part of his name has been passed down.
Yes.
Does one of your children have part of his name?
Yes.
Very good. One of your son? You have a son with part of his name?
Yes.
Very.
Yes.
All right. Um, that I'm sorry. Does that the young man who has part of your father-in-law's name? Does he give you a run for your money sometimes?
Yes.
Your father-in-law thinks that's very funny. He said, so was your father-in-law known to kind of tease people and they would just kind of put up with it, but you would kind of give it back to him as good as you got?
Yes, he was a tough lover.
Yes, and you just kind of gave it right back to him.
Yes.
So he let me know that. That's the reason he was laughing, that he thinks it's so funny that your son gives you a run for your money because he's like, you're not so tough now, are you? But he's saying it jokingly. He's saying it with all the love he can. You're actually doing a great job. He is also showing me, have you been noticing a bird coming up to your window and almost looking in it at you?
Yes, there's a bird that comes every morning.
Mm-hmm. That is your father-in-law.
Oh.
Now, you're still married to his son?
Yes.
He says you're a saint for that. And he says it joking. He's laughing.
Of course.
I think this man thought that he was funnier than what other people thought he was. You know those people?
You had to get his humor, otherwise he would most likely come off rude. He didn't mean it.
I think he must be related to my father-in-law. He probably hangs out over there because that's exactly what my father-in-law was. Oh, man. Okay. Also, your husband works really hard. Now he's not joking. He's just talking about how hard your husband works.
Yes.
Has he thought about like starting his own kind of gig, your husband?
Yes, he just left his company. He had to get surgery, and now he's thinking about doing his own thing because he just discovered he's autistic.
Mm-hmm.
So he works
Mm-hmm.
better on his own time.
Yes. That would be a very good idea for him.
Okay.
And it wasn't necessarily, I'm not, of course, not arguing with the fact that he's autistic. He was just working for some, like your husband doesn't do well being micromanaged, which isn't always
Correct.
associated with autism. Sometimes, like, don't try to micromanage me, I will lose my mind.
Yes.
And your husband now has enough experience to be able to go out on his own.
Okay.
Is what I'm hearing. He definitely, though, your father-in-law is making it very clear, needs someone to help him with the business structure. Whatever it is your husband is planning on doing, what is he planning on doing on his own?
We just opened a farm, and he's trying to run the farm. He was a wildlife removal, but now he wants to grow our farm.
Do y'all have enough room to do a pumpkin patch type thing?
Yes.
Okay. I could not understand why your father-in-law was showing me pumpkins all over the dadgum place. It did not make sense to me. And that's why I was like, I don't know what your husband's going to do with pumpkins. That sounded ridiculous. So I didn't know what he was going to be making pumpkin lattes or something. He's going to be growing pumpkins. That makes sense now. Makes so much more sense. Definitely, I see that being a big push. Also, I see little, are you a good baker?
Yes.
Because I see little loaves of bread sitting around, which you might not be necessarily making loaves of bread. It's just my sign for you're also going to be selling things there.
Yeah, so we just started baking our own breads and canned goods and stuff that we're
Very
trying
good.
to sell.
Those are going to do very well. Are any of those breads sourdough?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, why am I seeing a sourdough loaf of bread? Your father-in-law is actually very good at the information. We need to give him a hand today. You're doing good, Dad. I'm also hearing, I have no idea what this is. I've only ever seen sourdough, but I'm hearing specialty sourdough. I don't know what that means. I've only seen one of our kind of sourdough. I must live under a rock. Is there specialty sourdoughs?
Well, we were doing flavored like blueberry and banana and stuff like that.
Very good. I have never seen that before.
Sounds good.
Have you been seen that before? See, my moderator hadn't either. We live in a rock over here in Nebraska. Sorry.
You have an online thing?
Get one step at a time. My moderator, did you hear him? He said, you have an online thing? You should have to ship it and stuff. Get yourself settled where you are first. All right. Thank you so much, Michaela.
Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. You asked originally for your dad, not your father-in-law. Was your dad in the military?
No. Yes. Yes.
Okay. I have questions. Why did you say no at first?
My grandfather is my father-in-law figure who we just lost 5 months ago that I
Okay.
lived with and I called dad. He was a veteran. My
Okay.
actual father, who I do not know, is not, and he has not passed away.
Okay. So your grandfather, who is your dad figure, and is that the person you
Yes.
were looking for originally?
Yes.
Yes, and he was in the military. Okay, very good. Because you were about to go, and I saw this gentleman running up with I felt just my symbol for being a veteran. Um, this gentleman has been here the whole time. So don't think when you come and ask me, like when you're on a live, and this is for everyone watching, if you're asking for a certain spirit and they don't step up, it does not mean they're not there. It's just they let someone else step in front of them because they felt like that was more important. So your dad figure let the other person step up, and then he let your father-in-law step up because your husband needed to hear that encouragement and message. Your grandpa, dad figure, wants you to know that y'all are going to be okay. So you must have a lot of stress about this new endeavor that y'all are starting out on.
Yes.
And he says that y'all are going to be okay. Now, I don't think that he specifically means you. What he just showed me is there is a company here in our town that a lot of people go to work for strictly for their benefits. Like even if they're doing something on the side, they just go there because the pay is decent, but the benefits are kick ass. And are you going to go to work somewhere just for the benefits?
I've been looking for work since November with no luck. I've applied
Okay, well
everywhere.
then I will tell you the name of the company. It was Costco. I don't know if y'all have one of those around there. But he's showing me something like that. Like it's not going to be the love job. Your love of the job is going to be what you're doing at home and baking these breads and all of that. You're mostly going to be doing it, I see, to bridge all over and for the benefits.
Okay.
So, the Costco's around here, like there's a Costco and a Sam's and things like that.
Yeah,
Do y'all have one of those in your area?
we do.
All right. I know it's not your dream job, but it's certainly not. I don't feel like you're going to be going to work there for the love of it. It's not going to feed your soul. You're just doing it to tide you over.
Right. I need something for the next 2 years until our farm becomes sustainable.
Exactly. And that would be perfect. I hear the pay's pretty decent.
Well, somebody says they have excellent benefits.
Yeah, someone else, apparently someone in the comments, my moderator said, China, they have excellent benefits. That's a lot of people go to work for them around here is because their benefits are so good.
That's awesome. I'll have to
All
look
right.
at it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too.
All right. You got to love it whenever spirit steps up and guides tells you where to go look. Okay.
I think it's time for a little psychic business.
Oh, it's time for psychic business. Who knew? Apparently my moderator did. All right, let's go. Let's get some psychic going on. Thank you, Kara. All right, let's get some psychic questions. What is the J name of importance? I don't know what this person means. What is the J name of importance? I don't really know what you're asking me, honey. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. All right, Sweet Buttercup. Will my Cancer come back? Sweet Buttercup, I don't know that you're going to always be cancer free, but it's not going to be anytime soon. No time soon. Mm-mm. Okay, Casey wants to know, will I ever become a mom? I do see you becoming a mom. Okay, is Casey going to become a mom because she's going to have her own baby? I do feel that, Casey. I do feel you having a baby of your own. Not adoption, not fostering. I see you actually biologically having a baby. Okay. T-Love. Will I have another baby? I do think you're going to have another baby.
Here's right up your alley.
What's that?
Was there foul play in my friend's death?
Ooh.
Katie Strickland.
You hear my moderator? He says, right up your alley. I have 2 now forensics cases going on over there on my bulletin board. Was there foul play in whose? I don't even need to finish the question. I'm feeling
Katie
yes.
Strickland asked, was there foul play
Yes.
in my friend's death?
Was there foul play in your friend's death? Yes.
Katie, I know there'll be follow-on questions, but I'll do what I can.
My moderator said he knows there'll be follow-on questions and he'll do what he can. Becky Hicks, will I ever get where I want to be in my career? You know, I do feel like you will, Becky, but what I'm seeing is that you really need to let yourself be open to synchronicities, because you are going to be where you want to be, but I don't feel like the path is going to be what you think it is. Does that make sense? You know how sometimes you think, oh, that's where I'm going. That's my goal. That's my goal. Open up and make sure you're allowing for synchronicities from spirit to come in.
Ashley, is my husband unhappy?
Ashley, is your husband unhappy? Okay, let's just ask this. Is Ashley's husband unhappy with her? No. Is he unhappy with life? I'm thinking frustrated is a better word. I'm feeling frustrated. Like he's just not getting things. Things aren't going the way he wants. And you know, I do want everyone on here to think about and understand that it's been coming up, like even in mine and my husband's age group, people that are very seasoned is a good word for us. And all generations around, that inflation is hitting people like crazy and it's making them very frustrated. So where your money just doesn't go as far as it used to. And it's not just one thing that's more, it's everything that's more. So you can't put your finger on, oh, you know what, I'm spending too much on groceries, I'm spending more on this, I'm spending more on that. It's completely across the board. And especially like, I don't know about y'all's area, but our utilities have gone up like crazy. And I know that is causing people a lot of frustration and stress because they're working harder and not getting any farther than they used to.
Aaron, my best friend, with her domestic abuse divorce case.
Yes, Aaron, I do feel your best friend winning her domestic violence abuse case. Yes, I do. Sandy Bell, will I buy a new house? I do see you buying a new house, Sandy. Congratulations. Let's see, when are you going to buy that house?
Trina, will my daughter, Tamara, have another baby soon?
I'm feeling about 3 months on the new house, and will Tamara's daughter have another baby soon?
She didn't specify soon.
Yeah, so is she going to have a new baby in 2023? I'm feeling the beginning of next year. Like maybe towards the end of this year, but I'm feeling more solidly the beginning of next year.
Cindy wants to know, do I have spiritual abilities?
Someone wants to know if they have spiritual abilities, and every time my moderator asks this question, he kind of smirks because he knows it. He already knows the answer. He could like play a tape recorder. Everyone has spiritual abilities. I don't want anyone to think that mediums or psychics are any better than anyone else. We don't have special gifts. What we have done is we've learned to speak the language of spirit, and you have done that I personally have done that through tons of education. And in the beginning, like when I was preparing and just starting this journey, I went to basically school full-time, taking different classes and reading and studying. And then I practiced hundreds of times before I even thought about charging anyone any money. And now I've read thousands of people. And like even this summer, I'm going to Arthur Findlay College over in England. It's like the Harvard of mediumship. So the long-winded answer to that is everyone has them. You just need to learn to work with them. And I'm teaching an intro to mediumship class in March if you're interested. If you don't want to bother taking a class, you can always read and just start practicing. Meditation is key. I know it's the M word that people think they can't do it, but I promise you, if you practice enough, you can. Now, that being said, the more you practice, the easier it gets. My moderator, who is, he has a YouTube channel, Ken Jackson Executive Coaching, and there are some hypnotherapy recordings on there. There's a couple. How many do you have out there? Do you have very many yet? It's 4 or 5. So sometimes it's easier to listen to like a guided meditation or hypnotherapy. It's listen to a guided thing to get you into trance. And then once your body gets in that muscle memory of going into trance, you can do it easier on your own.
Amanda, does my daughter see spirit?
Yes, Amanda, your daughter absolutely sees spirit. My moderator didn't get out of his mouth and I could see that little girl. Please make sure that she knows if there's ever a spirit around her that makes her uncomfortable, that she has the power to send that spirit away. Don't get scared. If there's a spirit around her that she doesn't want around her, tell her to tell that spirit to go.
Not psychic. Do you ever feel yourself disconnected at times from what you do?
Do I ever feel myself disconnected at times from what I do? That has happened to me one time, and it happened recently. And does my moderator want to tell everyone what I did? I put myself in timeout in the bedroom. It was, I don't know if it was a radiation, if it was, I don't know what it was, but I literally was walking. I was like, oh my goodness, if this is what the general public feels like walking around, it's no wonder that we're killing each other in the streets. I felt so disconnected from source. It was awful. And I tried to meditate and I couldn't meditate. So I just put myself in timeout in the bedroom and tried to meditate the best I could and tried to have a down day. And the next day I felt okay.
This one's a past life regression question. It's not psychic. How have you personally benefited from past life regression?
You know, how have I personally benefited from past life regressions? It took me a long time. I mean, there's so many. I was trying to think of one in general. It took me a long time to learn to step into my truth. And I always felt like I was kind of being tapped down. And when I first came out of what I call the psychic mediumship closet, you can imagine all of the zealots came after me, even though, I mean, I have Bibles right there. Y'all can see them. I'm a believer in Jesus. I might not believe the way they believe in Jesus, but I still believe in Jesus. And it almost made me fearful them coming after me. It's like, why would that scare me? Usually when people come after me, I'm just like, F you, who cares what you think? And I say it with all the love and light I can muster. But when I went into, I was like, this is past life. It has to be. And yes, I've been persecuted in many lifetimes over that.
Mary Walker, did I make the right decision?
Mary Walker?
Today?
You know, I'm hearing you asked, did you make the right decision today? And I very much heard you might could have made a different decision, but it never helps to look back. All you can do is look forward. So you take what you have now and you step forward and always take the higher road. I'm hearing that over and over. Take the higher road, take the higher road. It's hard.
Tina, will my health recover?
Tina, I do feel your health recovering. I feel like it's not going to happen as fast as you want it to, and you need to make sure you're patient with yourself and with your body.
Michelle, when will I get an interview?
Michelle wants to know when she will get an interview. Okay, don't feel like this week. Is it going to be next week? The second half of next week or the week after? I'm feeling, okay, so 2.5 weeks.
Bree, will I get the job I applied for?
Bree, will she get the job she applied for? You know, I don't think a decision's been made yet. I think that is not known. I'm seeing that there's a lot of resumes. You need to do something to kind of push yourself over the edge. Like, do you know someone who works in the company? I'm feeling that you have a connection somehow at that company that can put in a good word for you.
Kimberly, should I take a hypnosis class?
I will always suggest people taking a hypnosis class, because even if you don't turn it into a business, it gives you information and skills to help yourself heal.
Angel, I took a lower paying job. Will I be okay financially?
Angel, I do feel like you will be okay financially taking the lower paying job, and I don't feel like you're going to be there forever. I feel like it's a respite for you. That is a great job you need. It's kind of healing. It's not something that's extremely mentally taxing for you, but it is rejuvenating to your soul. And then I feel like you are going to, it will kick off into something bigger. Thaddeus?
Okay. Will I find answers in my daughter's unexpected recent passing?
I'm sorry, Thaddeus. I don't feel, or I'm sorry, I might be pronouncing your name incorrectly.
Yes.
I do not feel that you are going to find the answers you're looking for with your daughter's passing, and my heart goes out to you. I'm so sorry. There's no greater loss than a child, and yes, I know that grief is not a competition, but when you lose an out of order death, we shouldn't be burying our babies. I'm sorry.
Jenny, will George and I stay together?
Jenny, I do feel you and George staying together. I do see y'all are going through a rough patch, and I see a couple of rough patches down the road. But let me tell you, we've been married a long time. 36 years? Lots of rough patches. And it's not that one of you is bad or wrong. It's just when you're living with someone, there's going to be rough patches.
Liliana, should I apply for the CNA position, and do you think I'll get it?
Liliana, should she apply for the CNA position? Not the one you're thinking of. There's another one coming along that you're going to like better. And you will get that one. You would get this one. If you applied for this one that you're talking about, I feel like you would get it. But that's not the one that's right for you. There's another one around the corner.
Lana, will my health improve after the surgery?
Lana, I feel like your health will improve after the surgery, but I feel like there's also going to be a little setback right after the surgery. I don't say that to scare you, but for you to be prepared, meaning that something else, and it's going to be unrelated to the surgery. I feel like there's going to be something else that is going to be bothering you, a health concern, and everyone's going to be blowing you off thinking, oh, it's related to the surgery. Don't listen to them. Make sure you're just stepping forward, because it's going to make you second guess yourself. They're going to say, oh, it's just part of the surgery recovery. Oh, it's because you had the surgery. Mm-mm. So make sure you're going to be fine, but just make sure that you are being your own advocate.
Nicole, will me and Neil have a future together someday?
I do feel that you and Neil are going to have a future, but it's not a permanent future. I think that y'all are going to have a fling, and it might be a little bit more than a fling as far as feelings are involved, but I don't feel like it's going to be a permanent thing. I'm sorry. My hair's doing weird things here. It is not greasy, but I have been putting like oil on my radiation, and it keeps getting in my hair, making it look greasy. It's not dirt grease. It's grease from my burn, my radiation cream.
Diamond Duo. Is my mom seeing spirit?
Is your mom ill? I do feel like she is seeing spirits, but I feel like it's like she's almost living on the other side. And I see that a lot with people who have Alzheimer's, that like I recently felt it in someone. I was like, oh my goodness, why is this person living so much over on the other side? Because it didn't feel like they had Alzheimer's. But they had gone blind. And so they were living a lot in their head and pushed them to the other side. So yes, she is, but I don't feel like it's from just like me, how I see spirit all the time. I think it's more of something's wrong.
She said they just stare at her.
The spirits just... Where is Diamond Duo? I don't see her. How many followers does she have?
The Diamond Duo. She has 1,500.
I want to talk to her.
The Diamond Duo.
I don't see her. Oh, there she is.
There she is right there. Right here. I'm
okay,
right here.
The Diamond Duo.
She said I'm right here.
I'm about to invite you to go live because I have questions. I have questions.
Oh, y'all didn't get to see buckthorn oil?
Hey, I'm here.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. You've read for me before. You read for me probably a year ago. Mom had a stroke back in December, and recently she was in a rehab for about 2 weeks. And the last 2 days of her rehab before she demanded me take her home, she was really uneasy, didn't want to tell anybody what was going on, but didn't want to be in certain rooms. When I finally took her home, as soon as we left the place, you could just see her raising up and not in a fetal position anymore. And then she started explaining that they were everywhere and they would just stand there. And she said they wasn't staring at me, they're staring through me.
Oh my goodness, yes. Now, I'm sorry for your mom. I love this story, and I wish I had been there with her to explain to her what was going on because there was absolutely no reason for her to be fearful. And I wish she had told you. You could have like called me for an emergency appointment or something. Um, so yeah, no, she absolutely was, and I was feeling that she was sick. Like I knew that she was seeing spirits, and it wasn't like me reading them. I could feel that she was something was off with her. Um,
Right.
sometimes, whenever so I don't feel like your mom had a true near death experience, but
Uh-huh.
she had an experience that changed her life, if that makes sense.
Right. This is our psychic, Mama.
And
She's explaining what you're seeing.
so then whenever someone has an event that changes their life and makes them really view their immortality, it really makes that veil be thin between the earth realm and heaven realm.
Right.
I have never in my life, I would just let everyone know, seen so many spirits. Because I go to radiation every day, which is in a hospital, kind of like your mom was in a nursing facility. There's been lots of souls coming and going from those places. When I hit the hospital, my walls are up good because I actually scared myself the other day. I never get scared over spirits. And I was during radiation, you have to lay, you have to take deep breaths and let them go. You have to take your breath and hold it and let it go. And it kind of puts you in a trance. And when I went into this trance, my wall dropped and I opened my eyes, and there must have been 50 people in that radiation room with me. I was like, holy crap, what's going on here?
That's what she said. She said they're like just the only room that she felt comfortable in was the lunchroom because they were only in one spot in there. But she wouldn't go to therapy anymore. She said she couldn't see them in there, but she could feel them.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the very last day she was there, she said that this one man would come stand in her bedroom door and just stare. And she said he's not staring at me, he was staring through me.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens. You know, the next time if your mom ever like when next time she's in some kind of position like that and she is scared or it's in her soul's power to I always say I am the only souls I am ever scared of are the ones that are still inhabited in human bodies. Because when I opened my eyes and there was 50 people there, it's not that it scared me, it startled me because I was like, "Oh, wow, look, here we having a party." So
Right.
now with your mom, just tell her to take a deep breath and tell the spirits, go away. I don't want to see you. And
You
they
got
will.
that? Hmm.
But she has to say it with force. She is a powerful soul in her own right. There is no soul that is more powerful than her.
Right.
So as they cannot go over that free will boundary, if that makes sense.
Okay. Good. That helps ease her a little. She's listening to you. That helps her. It helps ease her a little bit.
Very good.
She hasn't noticed any here at the house, and I guess it's just because the nursing home is the final resting place for a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
people.
A lot. And you know, there is energy that kind of stays behind, especially when people will pass and they are not rested. Like, you know,
Right.
sometimes when people pass in nursing homes, they're feeling unsure, they're not comfortable. And it's not that so what I'm asking right now is like what was she seeing? She was actually seeing spirits just roaming around, like, oh, look, someone can see me. The guy who was staring at her, he was actually looking at her. He knew that she could see him. And that's why he went to see her. He was like, oh,
I
look.
told you that's probably why they kept coming to you and why they got more and more. The first day The first day she saw them, she wasn't really sure what was going on. She thought she was losing her mind. And then the second day, there were more of them. And then the third day, there were so many that she was just so overwhelmed. And that's the day I went to visit her. And she was like, "Get me out of here. You don't see this place. There's something wrong with this place." And I'm like, "Mom,
No,
what?"
when you can see spirit, word gets out.
Yeah. So like, "Hey, that lady over there in 113 can see people. Go check her out."
I always laugh because whenever, I keep my head low when I read, because in my office, I turn to my left and that's where spirits are. I know where the spirits that belong to the reading I'm in are. If I look
Mhm.
behind them, there will be spirits for as long as the eye can see.
Right. They're
So
lined up waiting.
yeah, and some of them are hanging out. A lot of the spirits that are hanging out with me know that I'm going to read for their loved one, and they are watching me at work. They're, learning how I read. But I am sorry that your mom was scared. I wish that tell her to if she wants to, she can just play with them. Ask them, "What do y'all want? Why are y'all here? What's your name? How'd you die?"
Yeah. Is she gonna get better? Her condition gonna get better?
Um, is she going to get better? She absolutely is. She needs to give herself time to heal. I'm feeling that she's very like she is stressed and scared, which is not helping her energy any. She needs to
Right.
focus on the fact that she is going to get better and she is going to get stronger. It's just going to take some time.
Okay.
I'm also
Yeah.
hearing that she needs to move more. Does she not move a lot?
She's completely flaccid on her right side, but as much as she can move, she is trying to move, and that's what frustrates her. She wants to move more. And there's
So,
before she went to the rehab, she didn't move hardly at all.
okay, real quick, I'm going to ask you something. I'm going to have to go because I'm sure people are getting
Okay,
leaving on.
sorry.
No, no, no. What is your mom's name? Just her first name?
Pat.
Pat. All right, what I'm going to do is I do a lot of healing. I don't offer it on my website because I just don't. I have so much on there. But I will, for this next week, put her on my healing list and send healing to
Okay.
her every day. And my only thing that I ask of you
Mhm.
is this weekend sometime, well, on Sunday, so then we'll have enough time to kind of take effect. Message me, remind me of this conversation, let me know how your mom is doing.
Okay. Sounds good. Perfect. Thank you, Miss
Thanks.
Christy.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
All right. You want to do mediumship? There's like something under my eye here. I know I do not. He's gross. I was like, there's something on my eye here. I can see it. Like it's all sticky or something. All right. It's been a long day. No telling what's on my, Janet, how did JD die? Is he at peace? I'm feeling it was a heart attack. And I do think he's at peace. And I'm feeling JD, like this heart attack was due to something in his system. Love X is saying she feels spirits like crazy. All right. I have a gentleman stepping up here. I'm having here an H name. Harold or Howard. He liked to play golf. Just a really nice guy. He loved to laugh. He had like a booming laugh. He's laughing. I can hear it like reverberating. So he had a booming laugh. He also is showing me he had some kind of skin condition. He had a skin issue. Also, this came up on Sunday, and I never had a spirit mention it before, but now, like it usually happens this way. Once a spirit's here, that one of my other spirits use this, they use it. He had whatever that nail fungus is, when you have the icky toenails. He had toenail fungus on his nails, like they were thick. He also, his favorite recliner in the house, where are you going? When you walked into the living room was to the right. That was his recliner. Not only did he like to play golf, he liked to watch golf. Goodness, that sounds incredibly boring. Shh. It is boring. It is boring. Can you imagine? This guy liked to watch. Apparently my moderator is boring watching golf. Anyway, he liked to watch it. All right. So, does this gentleman sound familiar to everyone? Let me Okay, real quick. Someone asked, was their brother murdered or was it an accident? I'm actually feeling it was an accident. Okay, I'm hearing this gentleman had an H name like Harold or Howard. He liked to play golf. He had a booming laugh. He showed me that when he laughed, it reverberated. He had some kind of skin issues, he is showing me. He also had those really thick toenails that people would, yeah. And not only did he like to play golf, he liked to watch golf. So does this gentleman sound familiar to anyone? While I'm waiting for someone to claim him, I do want to also say I will never message you for a reading. You can only get readings on my website. Even if you email me and say, hey, can I get a reading? I'm going to direct you to my website. What else is there? Oh yeah. Intro to Mediumship starts March 15th.
We're going to Arizona in March.
Oh yes, I do. If anyone on here is from Arizona, is anyone on here from Arizona? I am going to Arizona and I'm doing some work while I'm there. I already have a small group scheduled at one place. If anyone would like to put on a small group and you live in Phoenix area, message me. The dates I have open still, I think, are the 26th and the 27th. So if you want to interested in putting a...
Lucy said Hofferth.
Oh,
he lived on a golf course.
Yep, I could go with that. Lucy says that.
Lucy did.
Lucy. Yes, I never would have gotten Hoffer for a name.
55.
Hoffer.
No, I would never have gotten that.
I would never have gotten that name. Oh, you're so close, Lucy. 610. All right. Who was this to you, Miss Lucy? Who is this to you? Now, someone asked me, and it scrolled by, is someone stepping outside of the marriage? If you think someone is stepping outside your marriage, I would sit with your, okay, very good. Because I was going to say a husband energy, and he kept making me stop. Come to Kentucky, I would host. We actually are thinking about going to Kentucky. Stop it, Cindy Cat. My husband has been dying to go to Kentucky.
Cindy Cat, I got you.
Now he's going to be communicating with you, Cindy. Look what you started, Cindy. What part of Kentucky are you in?
Yeah,
okay. Lucy, he is telling me he's very much
engaged.
Yes, and he's very much apologizing. He is very much telling me that, oh, we have someone else from Kentucky. He's very much telling me that he was an arrogant hothead. And he did not like to give an inch. And he was always looking to where the, someone else is saying Kentucky. Maybe I need, facts. I love that, Lucy. I love that. Oh, we have all kinds of Kentucky people on here. Y'all are going to have me down in Kentucky because my moderator already wanted to go.
I already put it in there. I'm going to Buffalo Trace. Anybody?
Is anyone on the way from Nebraska to Buffalo Trace?
It's actually close to, no, they'll know.
So we are going to be, if we came, we would be driving from Omaha that way. What is that, like 8 hours?
This has to be a sign of me moving to Kentucky. Is Sue moving to Kentucky?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go, Sue.
Yes, Sue. Look at all you Kentucky people on here. Lucy, Hofworth is also saying that you are just as beautiful. Look, Trina Patty lives by.
I know, right?
Y'all are going to have him planning me going down there. Next thing you know, y'all are going to be getting an email saying, who wants to host a small group in Kentucky? All right. you had every reason to hate him, he is saying. And I know you're over it now. I know that you don't necessarily hate him now. You did in the beginning, but you have done a lot of healing in that area. And he is saying that you had every right. You had every right to hate him. He is also telling me that I'm hearing wind chimes, that he makes your wind chimes go off when there's no wind, when they really shouldn't be going off. So when you hear those wind chimes go off and there's not a ton of wind going on, think of him. He wants you to know that he always thought about you and always loved you, even when he wasn't acting like it. All right. Thank you for letting me read him. I want to remind everyone that I will not be direct messaging you.
Unless it's a trip to Kentucky.
He said, unless it's a trip to Kentucky. I also, I have an intro to mediumship class coming up next week. If you are in the Phoenix area, I will be there and be doing, I have small group dates available. The ones that are left are the 26th and 27th. If y'all are interested, like there's so many people in Kentucky, and my husband's been trying to go to Kentucky. So if I were to do something like that, make sure you're signed up on my website, on the newsletter, on my email, because that's how I send it out. Like I sent out a mass email today saying, hey, I have a couple of slots left in Phoenix. Who wants to host a party?
Do you
All
really
right.
see Sue moving to Kentucky?
I really do see you moving to Kentucky, Sue. And also, Sue, I want you to know, like you were kind of wondering, am I going to Kentucky? And then all of a sudden, we start talking about me going to Kentucky. That's what we call synchronicities. And the second you heard that go off, you felt your solar plexus go off. And you're like, oh my goodness, that's a sign. It absolutely is a sign. So make sure you're looking out for those. All right. Thank you, everyone. Y'all have a good evening.